We got streams to watch. Want awesome Pokemon experiences and fails live? Follow me with notifications on over on Twitch to join me and others on great Pokemon adventures. I also have a Pokemon Crystal randomized Nuzlocke over on Mystical Gaming going on. Links will be in the description below. The Isle of Armor is here, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you have been waiting for this team. Essentially, how this best team is going to work, the Isle of Armor is going to be included. We are going to be starting from the beginning of Sword and Shield, and we'll be adding the Isle of Armor DLC trainers and battles. Normally, you would think the DLC is post-game, but it's actually not in this case. You have access to it right when you get to the wild area, which is a complete blessing. There are over 100 Pokemon that have been added to this DLC, and you guys are about to experience a familiar yet old blend of Pokemon that have been waiting to cross the Galar border for quite some time. But before we discuss who those Pokemon are, let's cover exactly what a best team is and what it entails. A best team is a team of 6 Pokemon that is designed for the absolute best performance for its said Pokemon game. The team revolves around a best starter choice, and is then made into a team revolving around that said best starter. Each team member is designed to do well against certain gym leaders, Elite 4 members, champion, rival, and the evil team leaders. In Sword and Shield's case though, we don't have Elite 4 members, so it's something a little bit different. In the end, we have a team that does well against all the most important battles in-game. I will also be providing a moveset for each of the team members as well. So that's essentially what a best team is, except this time there will be DLC content involved, so this should be pretty fun. But now with all the explanations out of the way, let's now rewind back to the beginning and experience Galar again. Kicking off this new Galar Best team is our starter and returning champion, Cinderace. I think at this point in time, we all know Cinderace is the best Galar starter. It's got its new Libero ability, a solid set of stats, some very powerful fire attacks, and some fun coverage. Unfortunately, Cinderace can't obtain its hidden ability unless it's bred, which we don't do in the best teams. But even without Libero though, Cinderace still has the necessary qualities to take on Galar. Fire typing also looks pretty powerful on paper across Galar, and Cinderace is in my opinion the best Galar fire Pokemon. I mean, how could it not be? Do you see this attack stat of 116 and speed stat of 119? Yeah, it's busted. I think you get the picture now, so let's move on with the moveset. Cinderace's moveset is unchanged from the original Sword and Shield best teams. It's got Pyro Ball, U-Turn, Fire Fang / Fire Punch, and Low Sweep. Pyro Ball is the most powerful of the fire attacks Cinderace can get, and that can be learned upon evolution LL35. The primary fire attack that Cinderace has is Fire Fang, and then later on Fire Punch. Fire Fang can be obtained in Hammerlock, and Fire Punch can't be found until Winden. For coverage, first we have U-Turn. I like U-Turn because it can get Cinderace out of jams by switching it out. It's fast and can really take advantage of this trait. Lastly is Low Sweep, and that's its chuck for Rock-type Pokemon. Low Sweep also guarantees a drop in speed, so that's helpful too, just in case. Cinderace's moveset feels powerful. Let's see how well it does. With these moves, Cinderace can do well against Milo's Gossifleur and Eldegoss, Beast Pangoro in Sword, Opal's Mawile, Gordy's team in Sword aside from Shuckle if you're confident you could one-hit KO them, Melanie's team in Shield, just be careful of Surf, Pierce's team aside from Skuntank, Ryan's Gigalith and Duraludon, just be careful of those Rock-type moves, Oleana's Frostlass and Serena, Termin Rose's entire team, Marnie's entire team aside from her Grimmsnarl, Hop's entire team aside from Miss Pinkerton, Bede's Mawile, Ness's Dreadnought if you think you can survive a max Rockfall, Raihan's Duraludon, Leon's Aegislash and Mr. Rhyme, Clara's Scorpy and Whirlipede in Sword, Avery's Ponyta and Kadabra in Shield, and finally Mustard's Lycanroc and Rapid Strike Urshifu, just be careful of rock and water moves. I gotta say, Cinderace just kills it every time it's a starter choice. It might not be able to sweep Mustard's team in the postgame, but if you play your cards right, you'll be able to take a couple mons out. Returning to this Galar Best team is the best grass type for a Galar playthrough, Roserade. I couldn't really find any Pokemon in the DLC list that could do Roserade's job better, so I just decided to use it instead. Another part of being a good best team member is how well its in-game availability is. Budew has excellent in-game availability, being obtainable as early as Route 4. You do have to evolve Budew into Roselia with Friendship, but in Sword and Shield, thankfully it's made easier. Once you have Roselia, you need a Shiny Stone to evolve into Roserade. You can either get one from the Dig Brothers if you're lucky, or you can simply find one over on Route 8. To pretty much sum up why I think Roserade is qualified is because of its solid stats, it's one of the best grass-type Pokemon in Sword and Shield, its early in-game availability, and its ability to perform many different coverage roles. Speaking of coverage, let's hop into its moveset. Roserade's moveset consists of Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb / Venoshock, Dazzling Gleam, and Shadow Ball. Giga Drain can be learned via Mover Learner once you evolve it, and personally I believe it is the best stab grass move it has access to. If you have any PP ups, I would also recommend using one on this move. 10 PP isn't really a lot to work with. TR22 Sludge Bomb is our next stab move, and has a base power of 90. This is the best poison step attack it can get. However, for an earlier move, you can go with Venoshock, which can be found in Stoneside. TR92 Dazzling Gleam is here for those fighting Dark and Dragon types. TR33 Shadow Ball completes the coverage duo, and that deals with Psychic and Ghost types. I think this returning moveset is solid, and I'm sure it's going to do really well against the trainers. With this moveset, Roserade can do well against Ness's team, Bee's entire team in Sword of Dazzling Gleam, Alistair's entire team in Shield if you have Shadow Ball, Opal's entire team except for her Mawile, Gordy's entire team in Sword, Melanie's Lapras and Shield if you think you could take those Ice-type moves, Pierce's entire team except for a Skuntank, Ryan's Gigalith and Sandaconda, Oleana's Milotic and Serena, Marnie's entire team except for her Toxicroak, Hop's Rillaboom, Bede's entire team except for his Mawile, Ness's Barraskewda, Seaking and Dreadnought, Bee's entire team in Sword, Alistair's entire team in Shield, just be careful of Chandelure, Raihan's Goodra and Flygon, Leon's Aegislash, Dragapult, Haxorus and Inteleon, Clara's Slowbro and Sword, Avery's entire team in Shield, and finally Mustard's Mienshao, Lycanroc, Kommo-o, and Urshifu. Obviously, there's a reason I kept Roserade on this enhanced best team. It's just too good. Great coverage and stats always helps this little bouquet dominate in most games it appears in. I am so happy that my little Azuma is back in Pokemon Sword and Shield. If you guys know anything about Azumarill, you know just how powerful it is. Azurill can be found in the Brawler's Cave in the Isle of Armor, at levels 13 to 18. Luckily, Azurill can be found very early on, so you can have an Azumarill at a very early time considering it evolves from Marill at level 18. It only has a 5% chance to be found, but trust me, finding it will come sooner rather than later. Azurill evolves into Marill via High Friendship. All you have to do is just run around enough times and hopefully you'll have enough. In searching for Azurill, you're going to want to find one with Huge Power. Huge Power is what puts Azumarill on this team. It essentially increases Azumarill's attack by a decent chunk. This ability alone is why Azumarill is here, no question about it. So with that said, let's hop into the moveset. Azumarill's moveset is Aqua Tail / Waterfall, Play Rough, Ice Punch, and Bulldoze. Aqua Tail is the first water physical move you can get on Azumarill, and that can be learned to level 21 as a Marill. With that being said, I wouldn't evolve Marill until level 21. TR16 Waterfall is the better option, but if you don't want to go for that, Aqua Tail can work for you. Play Rough is its Fairy Stab attack, and that can be learned to level 25 as an Azumarill. Ice Punch is here for those grass types, and that TM can be found in Windin. Unfortunately, that TM is late game, but it is what it is. Ice Punch is one of the best coverage attacks it can get, so I definitely think it's worth waiting until then. The last coverage move we have is Bulldoze. TM81 Bulldoze can be found in the Giant Seat Wild area. I like Bulldoze for those Steel types and the guaranteed speed drop. With our moves now set and ready, let's see how our Azumarill's artillery does against Galar's best. With this impressive moveset, our little Aqua Rabbit can do well against Ness's Dreadnought, Kabu's entire team, Bee's entire team in Sword, Alistair's Yamask and Gengar in Shield, Opal's Weezing and Mawile, Gordy's entire team in Sword, Pierce's entire team, Ryan's entire team, Oleana's Serena, just be careful of Trap Kick and Gunk Shot. You could technically take on Chairman Rose's plain Steel types of Bulldoze, but that's pretty much insanity. Eternatus, but that would also be risky. Marnie's entire team, just watch out for Venoshock and Bullet Seed, Hop's Pinkerchin, Bede's Mawile, Ness's Dreadnought again, Bee's entire team in Sword, Alistair's Chandelure and Gengar in Shield, Ryan's entire team, Leon's Aegislash, Dragapult, Haxorus, and Charizard, just keep in mind Azumarill's weaknesses, Clara's Weezing and Slowbro and Sword, of course keeping the poison typing in mind, Avery's Slowbro and Shield, and finally Mustard's Mienshao, Luxray, Kommo-o, and Urshifu. Yeah, Azumarill's no joke. It was such a pleasant surprise to see it added in the Isle of Armor, and I couldn't be happier when getting to add a new member to the Galar series of best teams. Up next is another Pokemon from the Isle of Armor, and a returning best team member being Crocodile. This isn't Crook's first rodeo, and I guarantee it won't be its last. Crocodile raised havoc on the Univibest team, so I think it's going to dominate Galar as well. Sandile can be found in the Pot Bottom Desert in the Isle of Armor wild area. When you're looking for Sandile, be sure to find one with Moxie. Moxie is an absolutely busted ability that allows this Pokemon's attack to go up by 1 stage every time it takes out a Pokemon. This ability is insanely busted in an in-game playthrough, so that's the primary reason I wanted to use Crocodile on the team. There are other reasons though, like for example its great physical attack and decent speed. There's also the fact it gets access to decent stab attacks early on, and I will demonstrate that in its moveset. Crocodile's moveset is Earthquake, Crunch, Thunderfang, and Stone Edge. Before getting Earthquake, Sandile will have access to Dig at level 21. Use that until Earthquake or TM75 Bulldoze. For Dark Stab, you can use Bite, which is learned at level 15, and then Crunch, which you can learn at level 27. Crunch also has a chance to drop a target's physical defense, so that's a nice touch. TM66 Thunderfang can be found in the East Hammerlock Pokemon Center. Lastly, we have TR75 Stone Edge. What ground type doesn't have rock coverage? I figure it's pretty much a staple at this point. That's Crocodile's moveset though. Let's see how it stacks to the trainers of Galar. With this amazing moveset, our Glasses Gator can take a bite out of Kabu's entire team, Alistair's entire team in Shield except for his Mimikyu, Opal's Wheezing and Togekiss, Gordy's entire team in Sword, Melanie's entire team in Sword, but it's a really big risk, Pierce's Skuntank, Rayon's Gigalith and Duraludon, Oleana's entire team except for her Serena, Chairman Rose's Persiker, Klinklang and Caparaja, Eternatus, Marnie's Toxicroak and Morpeko, Hop's Corviknight and Pinkerchin, Bede's Mawile, but be careful, Ness's entire team now that you have Thunderfang, but you still need to watch yourself, Bee's Hawlucha and Sword, Alistair's entire team in Shield, Ryan's Torkoal, Turtonator and Duraludon, Leon's entire team except for Haxorus, if you keep her weaknesses in mind, Clara's entire team in Sword, Avery's entire team in Shield, and finally Mustard's Luxray, Corviknight, and Lycanroc. Man, I love Crocodile. Every time I get the chance to use it, it just dominates, and Sword and Shield are obviously no exception to that. So glad to see you back, Crook. So I'm probably going to get some very conflicting, clashing opinions with this fifth member, Skarmory. Skarmory is new to the Best Team series and to the Galar decks, so let's give it a warm welcome. Some of you are probably going, warm welcome? Oh, where's Corviknight? Well, I want to see how Skarmory works, and I really don't know if it's better than Corv. It's got higher defense, and I think it can work with Body Press better. Corviknight is better, I think, maybe by a little bit, but I still want to use Skarmory. Oh, before I forget though, let's cover the location of where Skarmory can be found. Skarmory can be found in the Challenge Road area on the Isle of Armor. Back to Skarmory's analysis. I wanted to give it a test drive and see how it actually worked in an in-game playthrough. The opportunity was there, and I took it. Plus, I rarely use walls in Best Teams, so this may actually wind up being a great experience. Being a wall in-game, I think will actually also help the team a lot. Steel still has a lot of resistances, and is a very excellent typing. Its flying typing also helps it avoid ground type attacks, which the team had a problem with before. With these typings in mind, its learn set is super unique with utility and offense. I won't be using utility moves here, but I still think you guys will enjoy Skarmory's offensive capabilities. Skarmory's moveset is a hyper one with Drill Peck, Steel Wing / Iron Head, Body Press, and Iron Defense. Before Drill Peck, use Wing Attack at level 20. Once Skarmory is level 36, then it can learn Drill Peck. I'm so thankful Drill Peck can be learned via level up now, instead of having to go back and teach it as an egg move. That was pretty annoying. I've been playing a lot of earlier gens lately, so this feels really refreshing. Next we have Steel Wing / Iron Head. Steel Wing can be learned at level 28, and can be used until you find the Iron Head TR. TR99 Body Press is going to be the one experimenting move I have never used on Skarmory, so let me know how it performs. Body Press works better with higher defenses, so that's why we have Iron Defense paired with it. Iron Defense can be learned at level 48, and can raise Skarmory's already high defense stat by 2 stages. I hope Skarmory can clean house in this region. Spread your wings, you beautiful armored bird. I am so glad you're here. Let's show Galar some Johto dominance. With these moves, the OG still flying bird can do well against Milo's Gossifleur and Eldegoss, Kabu's Centiskorch if you think it can handle the heat, Bee's entire team in Sword, Alistair's Mimikyu in Shield, Opal's entire team except for her Mawile, Gordy's entire team in Sword, this be wary of Heat Crash, Melanie's entire team in Shield, Pierce's Scrafty and Obstagoon, Ryan's Gigalith and Duraludon, Oleana's Frostlass, Serena, and Salazzle, Chairman Rose's entire team except for his ex-Cavalier, Marnie's entire team, Hop's Double, Snorlax, and Rillaboom, Bede's entire team except for his Mawile, Ness's Golisopod, Pelipper, and Dreadnought, Bee's entire team in Sword, Alistair's Chandelure in Shield, Ryan's Torkoal, Turtonator, and Duraludon, this be careful of the Fire-type moves, Leon's Aegislash, Mr. Rime, and Charizard, Clara's Skorupi, Wheezing, and Whirlipede in Sword, Avery's Swoobat in Shield, and finally Mustard's Mienshao, Lycanroc, Kommo-o, and Urshifu. Don't get me wrong, I love Corviknight. It has such an amazing design, but I just feel that the OG Still Flying Bird outclasses it here, so I couldn't not use Skarmory. Okay, the usual last member of this team is the filler Pokemon being Snorlax. Snorlax is a repeat at this point. It has great stats and can wallop a nut job. Its stats are phenomenal and so is its moveset. It's the best filler and normal Pokemon anyone can want on a team. Snorlax proves itself time and time again with these best teams, so I don't think I need to explain much about it at this point. Going into its moveset, we have Body Slam for stab, High Horsepower for coverage against Steel and Rock types, Zen Headbutt for those fighting types, and Ice Punch for dragon coverage. Body Slam can be learned at level 28, and that's the best normal stab it can get. Return is gone for Snorlax, unfortunately, so Body Slam is the best move that we can get on it. High Horsepower is awesome, and that can be learned at level 40. You can get Earthquake if you want, but I don't think it's worth the effort when there's only a 5 base increase in the power and accuracy. TR69 Zen Headbutt is the last move we have, and an essential one at that. It checks Snorlax's only weakness, fighting types. Lastly, Ice Punch can be purchased late game and winded. And lastly, our big chunk Snorlax can once again do well against Alistair's entire team except for his Mimikyu, Opal's Mawile, Gordy's entire team in Sword except for his Shuckle, Melanie's entire team in Shield, Pierce's Skuntank, Ryan's Gigalith, Duraludon, and Oleana's Serena, Salazzle, and Garbodor, Chairman Rose's Persiker, Klinklang, and Caparaja, Eternatus, Marnie's Toxicroak and Morpeko, Hop's Pinkerchin and Rillaboom, Bede's Mawile, Nessus Pelipper and Dreadnought, B's entire team in Sword, Alistair Chandelure and Gengar in Shield, Ryan's entire team, Leon's Aegislash, Dragapult and Haxorus, Clara's entire team in Sword, Avery's Swoobat and Slowbro in Shield, and finally Mustard's Mienshao, Luxray, Lycanroc, Komodo, and Rapid Strike Urshifu. What else can I really say? It's Snorlax. Of course it was gonna be here. Well, that pretty much wraps up this new best team for Galar involving the Isle of Armor. I think this team has a lot of power, especially with the aid of Huge Power and Moxie. As always though, let me know how you like this team and let me know what Pokemon you would change if you didn't. Also be sure to let me know what returning Pokemon is your favorite from the Isle of Armor. If you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel with notifications on, that way you never miss an upload. If you want to support me further, consider following my Twitch where I stream all sorts of games from Pokemon to Fire Emblem to Zelda and much more. I also have an anime channel called MysticSage where I do anime reviews, rankings, and countdowns. So if you're interested in that kind of content, go ahead and check that out as well. If you want to support me even further and gain cool perks, check out my Patreon. These lovely people have all given me their support over there and I couldn't be more grateful to them. I think I'm gonna wrap this up though. I'm Mystic Umbreon and I will see you in the future for more awesome Pokemon content.